I'll be with y'all in just a second. Just a second. Yeah. Getting everything lined up. Give me just a second here. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Getting everything put on here. Just a little bit more. Hearing a loud noise, ain't you? I'm getting everything lined up here. Alright, we're about ready. I ain't got nothing pulled up yet, but I think we can go with this. Ta-da! Had to get everything lined up here. I reckon we got everything now. And we're live on my website. If y'all on here, y'all can see us now on my website. And later on, you can go to the archive right there and scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page, and you can see all these YouTube shows that I do. And it'll more than likely be that first one. You know what I mean? I've got my Muscle Shoals Sound Studio shirt on today. If you pull up some of the original with Ronnie Van Zant, Leonard Skinner, some of their YouTube videos, you might see this t-shirt. Not this one, but one just like it. And I've also got my Fame Studio hat on from Muscle Shoals. I go up there quite a bit because, man alive, all the music that you still listen to on the radio is right there in Muscle Shoals area, man. So if you ain't never had the opportunity to go up there and do some tours of these places, you need to do so. I get chills when I get up there. I'm getting them now, just thinking about it. Standing in the footsteps of Aretha Franklin, Wilson Pickett, good God, all the people that's played there and sung there, and oh Lord, some of the 60s and 70s groups, and they're still recording there, man. They're still recording there. You can still record here I mean, they do tours and everything, but you can set up a tour. You have to have your own engineer and everything. They don't provide the engineer, but you need to go up there and check it out, man. Go through the Alabama Music Hall of Fame, go to the Muscle Shoals Sound Studio, and go on down to the river there where Cypress Moon is now, but it used to be Muscle Shoals Sound Studio, and they was there 20 years. They was just in this building here about 8 years. But all the good music come out of this building right here for some reason. Leonard Skinner recorded here. Their first album was recorded here with all those great songs like Free Bird, Sweet Home Alabama. Man, it was great. Muscle Shoals Sound Studio, man. And they eventually moved down on the river because it was a bigger place. It had a big fence around it. I'm pretty sure people got to knowing people like Rolling Stones was coming here. You know, they done 3 songs in this building. Wild Horses, Brown Sugar, and some bluesy number. I keep forgetting what that number is, but they did 3 songs out of this building right here. Matter of fact, they wrote the last lyric to Wild Horses sitting in the bathroom. They got I think they have a picture of the lead guitar player sitting on the commode writing the last lyrics to Wild Horses. That's pretty cool, man. And I appreciate all y'all joining me here. Now, I put this out there yesterday. When I get through with all this stuff I'm going through right now, and if you my good friends, you know what I'm going through right now. And let me get through with all this. And my plan is, and I keep saying this, but my plan is, as of right now, and it's probably going to come to pass this time. For one thing, my car is going to be paid for. So I'm going to have about $450 that I don't have to pay unless it breaks down. And then I'll have to pay something to get it fixed. But anyway, you see what I'm saying. So everything is looking good for 2020 of May. So look out. We'll be getting out probably in March and April, trying to get a couple of more sponsors for the show and everything. And we've still got my 3 sponsors, and as long as they stayed with me for as long as they have, I'm going to keep advertising for them, like Lee's Family Restaurant and Dinner Theater, Steve's Pawn Shop, right across the road from Pinnacle Bank. You go to Pinnacle Bank in Summerton, look across the road and you'll see Steve's Pawn Shop. And Midnight Special, they're in Jasper, man. So those 3 places have stayed with me, so I'm going to keep advertising with them as long as I can. You know what I mean? Of course, Classic Photography, they don't pay me nothing. I advertise for them anyway. You know why? Because it's me. That was a little bit out of focus. So I ain't going to pay myself. You know what I mean? So I advertise a little bit for me right there. I don't go to the extreme, but my photography business, you know, I shoot a lot of sports things, baseball, football, basketball. I also do a lot of models. They want, you know, some shots done of them, and I'll do them, and stuff like that. And I've shot senior pictures. So if you want any senior pictures, I'm your man, and I'm very, very cheap. You ain't gonna get them no cheaper than I can do them. I can beat anybody's prices, and listen, I'm very, very good. I spent 4 years studying photography back in the 80s, and for a long time that was actually my job. And I'm a freelance photographer. They taught me how to shoot virtually any kind of shot. I belong to the let me read it here. I'm a lifelong member of the International Freelance Photographers Organization. So I'm a lifetime member of that, and what that says is I can shoot any kind of shot. I can shoot the moon. I can shoot the moon, or I can shoot models. I can shoot portraits. I can shoot anything you want, and I know how to do it. A lot of photographers, they get a really good camera. They get one of those $1,000 cameras, and that camera will shoot really good shots. And they start shooting pictures, and people tell them, man, you ought to be a photographer. So then they start putting stuff on Facebook. Now, I'm not getting on to them. If they can do it, that's fine by me. But they have not had no training, and there's more to that camera shooting a good shot. You know what I mean? There's backgrounds. There's composition. There's a lot of things that they don't know about. And that's where they fail. Of course, from the naked eye, from somebody that don't know photography, will look at these pictures that camera took a good shot of, and they look at it and say, man, that's a good picture. And it is a good picture, but it ain't a photographer's type picture. A photographer that studied photography knows what they're doing. You need to get on, what is that? Phlearn, P-H-L-E-A-R-N, and go to YouTube and look at some of his Photoshop and photography type stuff that he's done. Man, he does some awesome shots. And something else I've studied and everything is Photoshop. So I do a lot of Photoshop with my photography. Let me show you a couple of pictures here that I've done while you ain't done nothing. You're just sitting there watching me. I know what you're doing. Maybe there ain't nobody watching. I don't know. I'm going to bring this other background down too while I ain't doing nothing, because it goes better with something's in my eye. Oh, it's my finger. This background here goes better with my banner. So let me put this one up there and delete this other one. Ta-da! 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 Which one y'all like best? I kind of like this one because it goes with the banner better. Okay, so I'm going to delete this other one. Alright, what was I going to get you? Oh, I was going to show you a picture. I did a wedding. The last photography shoot I done was a wedding out in Jasper. And they was afraid it was going to rain. I had already set my shots up outside where I was going to do all my shots of the bride and groom and everything. It had a beautiful lake there and tall weeds and stuff. And then it was supposed to rain. So everybody bolted towards the building there, the barn where they got married. So I had to do all of my shots from the building instead of okay, classic photography. All my stuff is right here. Hicks wedding right there. Fixed. Wedding ceremony fly. So we gotta, I just want to show y'all some stuff I done here. If I can find the right picture I was going to show you. Fixed vids, wedding ceremony. I was wanting to show you some of them. It's probably on this one here. Let me look at these. Yep, it's on this one. I shoot everything. I may shoot 200, 250 pictures where somebody else don't shoot that many. And I shoot everything. Because after all, a wedding is supposed to be full of memories and everything. And capturing the right moment. So I was everywhere. I'm going to show you a shot here that I thought was great. Them eating cake, the people that was there at the wedding, stuff like that. Like this shot right here. I'm fixing to show you a shot. And I was just in the right place at the right time. This was a bride. This was a bride and her daddy. What's going on? The bride and her daddy dance. Daddy and bride dance, and I was behind her husband, and he was looking at them dancing, and to me this is like a perfect shot, man. So let me fix it up where it'll look pretty to y'all. Alright. See what y'all think here. And I was behind him. He was looking at him dance. And I thought that was just the perfect picture. I don't know how to get that over me. There we go. So you see, I was behind him, and he was looking at his wife dance with her daddy, and I thought that was a really good picture there. But anyway, let's get back to what the show's actually about. And if y'all don't know, I don't know if y'all know what my show is actually about. I don't know what is going on with this. Let's put it over here. See what happens. Lord, I'm getting all frustrated here. I know what it is. This chair's too low. There we go. Alright. For all y'all that don't know what my show is actually about, back in 2008, and some of y'all has heard this before, but some of you that's watching the show right now hadn't heard this before. Back in 2008, I've always been enthused by radio, television, the making of it. I bought a book probably about the size of a yellow page book. I mean the big one. I mean it was a $75 book, and it was on TV production. I didn't have no special lighting. I didn't have nothing. Didn't even have a name for the show. All I know is I wanted to have a TV show on cable TV. So I went out and got sponsors to pay for it. Because, you know, I didn't want to pay for it myself. I ain't got that kind of money. So I went out and got sponsors. Athletic Way, Lee's Family Restaurant, a flower shop, a mechanic place. Matter of fact, individual sponsored me. And I just told people, I said, go pat him on the back, you know, because he was retired. Matter of fact, he is disabled, but he wanted to help my show out, so he did it. I just wanted to have a show, and I wanted it to be about music because I wanted to show these musicians and bands and songwriters some love, because I know what they go through. I've been one myself. I know all the practice time you put in, the driving time, the loading, the unloading, the playing 3 and 4 hours, and then doing it all again. Loading it back up, tearing it down, driving back home. You know, I know all that. And some of this stuff is very, very heavy. Very heavy. So I wanted to show these musicians, bands, songwriters some love. So that's what I wanted my show to be about. I didn't go out and tape shows or anything. Matter of fact, I had some already on hand here of my old bands and stuff, and later on people started giving me CDs and VHS tapes of their band to put on, and that was cool. I didn't go out and tape bands, but when I first started, I was telling people that I was fixing to have a show on cable TV, and first it was on Jasper, the local station at Jasper, and they said, well, what's the name of it? I didn't have a name of it. Didn't even think about a name of it. So I said, I don't know. And they said, well, what's it about? And I said, well, it's all about the music. And it dawned on me. So that's what I named the show. It's all about the music. It didn't have no theme song. I didn't have no promo videos. I didn't have nothing. I did it out of a trailer where I was living. No special lighting. No green screen. No nothing, no banners, and it was hilarious. First show I did, I talked more than I showed videos. I didn't know how to do it. That's when I started reading that $75 book on TV production, and I learned a lot. Also, there's a website that teaches you TV production and how you can make movies and stuff. So I started reading this, started learning more, and started getting more equipment and learning how to do it better. Actually, I do my TV show with this right here. It fits in your pocket. I do a TV show, and I've went through, this makes about my third one. It shoots in HD. I mean, it ain't professional grade by all means, but this is what I do a TV show with. And I also, I think it was my last, or it might have been last year, I shot a Halloween show with this right here, my cell phone. I did a TV show with my cell phone. So it's really not what you got, it's how you do it, you know. And since I've read this book, I pretty much know how to make a TV show. But I wanted to show these musicians, bands, songwriters some love. So then I started traveling a little bit, taping bands. I mean, I got all into it, and I just done it myself. Nobody helped me. This was my baby. God, I thought I lost my port there. There it is. So nobody helped me. I produced it. I made the show. I was the host. I did everything myself. I got out and got the sponsors. This was my show. Every once in a while, I would get somebody to help me, but then they got to wanting to change my show. And I knew what my show was, I wanted it to be about, so they wasn't going to change my show. And as you can see, they're not with me no more. I know what my show is going to be about, and matter of fact, not too long ago I was talking to somebody and they was really into it, telling me, you know, what we could do and everything, and then right there at the end, they got talking about change and stuff, and I said, nope, I know what I want my show to be about. I want people to look at it and some wild and crazy stuff on this show where they'll think next time I'm going to watch that show to see what that idiot's going to do next. So that's what I done. good stuff. Green tea. Y'all know what it is? Yeah, it's invisible. There's some green on that bottle. That's what it's doing. So that's what I've done. So now the format is I go out and it's all genres of music if I can. You know, there's not too many bluegrass bands out there, so you know I have more country and rock and roll bands than anything. I like anytime I can that I find it and I've got room in my busy schedule to do it. I go out and take these bluegrass band and gospel groups and stuff like that. I don't go to churches. You know, if they're somewhere like Lee's Restaurant, I'll tape them if they're from Alabama. Now, my show is about Alabama music scene. So if they ain't from Alabama, they're not going to be on my show. And that's the way it is. I want to showcase Alabama musicians, bands, and songwriters. You know what I mean? So that's what my show's about. And I have, once a month when it's on TV, I have bloopers. Because making this show is funny. And you don't get it right the first time. I remember one time I spent all day Saturday trying to do this. I had to talk about a minute and a half, and then right there at the end of it, this band was supposed to play at the Berry Heritage Festival. But the name of the band fit in, I forget what the name of the band was, but it was hard to say. Once you say a minute and a half of stuff, and then you say this band is going to be at the Berry Heritage Festival. I can say it now. I could not say that. Could not say it. Just like Koo Carroll, you know, she was one of my hosts not too long ago. She couldn't say musician. She kept saying magician. It's musician, not magician. She couldn't say it. Could not say it. And that's the way it goes sometimes. And I understand. She understands it now. And when we're taping, I save all this stuff. And if you mess up, I want to mess up big time, you know, because it makes it more funnier. So once a month, I put on bloopers. It's hilarious trying to make this show. I do interviews of people. You've heard the Swampers. The Swampers? They was the studio musicians. If y'all don't know who the Swampers was, the song Sweet Home Alabama, Leonard Skinner, they give them props in one of their songs. Sweet Home Alabama is like the third or fourth verse in it. Muscle Shoals has got its Swampers. They've been known to pick a song or two. So the Swampers was studio musicians at this place right here. And they got their nickname, I think Leon Russell gave them their nickname, the Swampers, because eventually they moved from here down on the river. Swampers. You get it now? So he called them the Swampers. So a lot of people don't know who the Swampers are. They're just studio musicians that made all that great music for Bob Seger and all those groups that went through this building right here. And if they didn't play on any of them, Jimmy Johnson was actually the engineer, that one that was in the control room. I interviewed Jimmy Johnson, one of the Swampers, one of the main Swampers. And he had some cool stories about the bio, the documentary of Muscle Shoals and stuff. So that was pretty cool. I'll put that on sometime, I guess. Henry Lavoie, he was with the Rockin' Rebellions back in the 60s and 70s, early 70s. And he, right now, is playing at Bar 31 in Vestavia. He's 70-something years old, and you ain't going to find a better band than them group of guys right there. The Razzmatazz Band, okay? So that's one of the things I do. Anywhere I go, I do a little promo. I get people to say, and it's just stuff I can put in between stuff, like an insert or something. just somebody pop on there like Henry Lavoie and say, "Hi, I'm Henry Lavoie of Razzmatazz, and you're watching Alabama Music Scene TV." Now, sometimes I want to use these as inserts. Sometimes I tell them exactly what to say. They say, "What do you want me to say?" I say, "I want you to say your name, the band you're with, and you're watching Alabama Music Scene TV. That's all I want you to do." But it's too hard for some of them to do. They say, "Hi, I'm so and so, and I'm here at so and so bar and grill, and come out and join us." This ain't live. You know, I don't. This is the only live show I'm doing. This right here. When it's on TV, it's not live, and there's a reason for that. And I've got some stories on that too. A lot of times these club bands, they stink it up with their voice and stuff. So I have to look at every song. I have to look at it at least 20 times, building it, go back and put something else on, titles, background music, all kind of stuff I have to put on there. So I have to watch these shows, and then when I get it all, I think I got it all fixed, I look at it one more time to see if this is what I want, if I need to make any changes before I burn it onto a DVD. So I watch it quite a bit of times building a show. I am the editor, you know. So it's pretty fun. I love doing this. I love it. I gotta have a drink. I gotta have a drink, y'all. Green tea. But some of these groups, during their songs, they curse. They curse a lot, some of them. So I have to watch what I put on the show. I'll tell you a little story. And I'm glad I called it in time, or I'd be in big trouble. My old hostess, Koo Carroll, if y'all remember her, it was her birthday. I was going to surprise her at the end of the show and do this little clip of her birthday and stuff. I know she likes cowboys, sexy cowboys. She's into horses, stuff like that, and Indians, anything to do with Indians and stuff. So I went and got a bunch of pictures of sexy cowboys and Indians and, you know, stuff like that. And I put this cool song with it, a happy birthday song with it, doing it up nice for Koo Carroll. The very last picture, I had 4 cowboys standing on a fence, had their big 6-pack belly, you know, and they had chaps on and everything. And I thought that was pretty sexy, so that was the very last picture I had on. I made the show and everything, and like I say, after I think I've got it ready to go, I'll watch it one more time, see if this is what I want. And I was actually watching, I'd already burned it onto a DVD and was fixing. I watched the DVD because sometimes it don't burn good. So I have to watch it before I take it to the station to make sure it burnt good. So that's what I was doing. I'd already burnt the DVD, so I was watching it. And lo and behold, that last picture on that with those 4 cowboys, sticking out of those chaps on all 4 of them was something that you didn't want to see. Woo! I went, man, can you imagine what would have happened if I'd have took that DVD to them and not have caught that? And what if they hadn't have caught it? That would have been bad for them and me. So you see, I have to be careful of what I put on and everything. And a lot of times what I do put on, if it was on a bigger market station, they'd probably do something about it. But I end up putting a lot of stuff on, like this logo right here. You know, if it ain't my logo, I'm in trouble. But I made this logo. That's my logo, so I ain't gonna get in trouble with that. If I use this right here, I could get in trouble with this right here. if I used it for my benefit. So you see, you know, you can't do as you please sometimes. And but anyway, I do a lot on this show. I do some wild and crazy stuff. I done like I was running to the studio like this right here. You know, I had this background of going by and everything, and I'm like running. I thought I gotta hurry and get back to the studio and finish the show. Stupid stuff, but people love that stuff. I know a guy out in Decatur. He seen my show one time, and where I was taping, he said, "Do I know you? I've seen you somewhere before." And I said, "Well, I had never been here before," but he said, "Nah, I know you from somewhere." And he went out back to smoke. About 15 minutes later, he come running back in. He said, "I know where I saw you now on TV." He said, "I was flipping channels and I come across your show, and actually I was fixing to flip off of it. And you started doing those bloopers, and I stayed on that channel because of those bloopers." So you see what bloopers does, right? So you have to keep the audience. And I used to, this is when I didn't know what I was doing, I used to do a whole song of bands. And some of them songs is 4 and 5 minutes long. I couldn't get but maybe 3 songs on a show. Now I'm getting 6, 7, sometimes 8 on. I just play about 1.5 minutes of their song. And I get a lot of bands on that way. You got to keep them on that channel. You got to do something to keep them from, if it gets too boring, they'll reach down like this right here and flip that channel. That's what they're going to do if it gets boring. So that's some of the things I've learned. Now, I've got a friend out in Tuscaloosa County. He's got a little small, he's kind of like me with this studio in my house right here. Well, he's got a studio in his house, a music. He plays drums. He's a left-handed drummer. I don't know how he does that. But I love old Phil Thrash, but he made my theme song for nothing. He gave it to me. He made my theme song. I thought that was pretty cool of him, man, and I love him to death for doing it. And you'll always see at the end of my show with the credits where it says special thanks to, his is the first name on there. It's either Mitchell or Phil Thrash, something like that. It's usually Phil Thrash. He's the one that made my theme song, and I think it's pretty cool. He was going to make me a second one, and I said, "No, I got people singing this theme song right now, so you know you don't want to mess it up." So I like the theme song. Alabama Music Scene TV. You got jokes and fun and sing along. Something for you to see. I love it. I love my theme song, man. But that's what my show's about. Now, if y'all hadn't never seen it and everything, it's all about giving. I've even taped bands actually setting up just to show the public what bands goes through, because a lot of them gets there late and they don't get to see that musician gets there 5, 6 o'clock. They don't play till like 9 o'clock at night. They get there at 6 o'clock. And they have to unload. They have to unload all this out of the trailer or their vehicle. If it's me, I have to put all my drums in my car. When I bought this new car, they asked me what kind I wanted, and I said, "Well, I want a 4-cylinder, cheap on gas, and I want a 4-door, where I can load them drums up easy." That's what I want, and that's what I got. But anyway, I tape bands setting up, and they have to unload all this stuff. They bring it in and set it down first. They got everything in, lights, amps, mic cords, everything, you know, and then they start setting all this up. They have got suitcases, and they got these mics and cords, and have to unwind it and hook it here and hook it there, and the lights, and you wouldn't believe what they go through. It takes them a good hour and a half, 2 hours set up. You're talking about getting there at 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and then they do a sound check for maybe 15, 30 minutes, and then they get to rest maybe 30 minutes, maybe get them a bite to eat up the store or something, and then they play from 9 o'clock until 1:30 or whatever. Most people will leave 12, 1 o'clock, you know, and they don't get to see what that musician gets to do after they go home. That musician has to tear down, wind all these cords up, tear the lights down, do all this stuff, then start loading it into their van, their trailer, or their vehicle, and then they have to drive an hour or two to where they live. So a musician goes through a lot of stuff that y'all don't know, and then they have to practice 2 or 3 times a week. The good bands do anyway. Some bands is pretty good, and they just get a song list and they run through these songs, just like the band I play with. They send me a song list. Most of them I know, but they'll slip some new ones on me. Like the one I've got right now had Aerosmith Roadrunner. I ain't never heard that song before until now. And it's got some good drum riffs and stuff on it. But see, I can practice that here, and then when I go there, I know what to do and everything. I know the stops and everything. You have to listen. I found out you have to listen to the whole song, because one, I listened to a real slow song by Santana. Europa? Is that the name of it? Europa? Anyway, I didn't know it, but at the end of that song, it speeds up and does something different. See, I just listened to the first part of it where it's real slow. I didn't know at the end of the song it speeded up, so when we was playing it, I found out real quick. So you have to listen to the whole song and find out where these stops are and everything. I found that out. So they probably 4 or 5 that I hadn't played before, so I put them on my iPod there, and I practice all those songs. The rest of them, you know, we got about a 45 song set, and most of them I know things like, you know, like you normally do, George Jones, George Strait, all them songs, Patsy Cline, you know, I know all of them. And then you got these they sent me, so I learned the ones they sent me. I know all them other songs. So that's what we do. That's what musicians does. And musicians has got stories, man. They got stories. And I like to pick their mind when I'm interviewing these musicians. Some of them hadn't never made it big or nothing. But I like to pick their brain and see, you know, some of the older ones, you know, I'd like to know what they would tell a new musician that's just starting out and everything. What would you tell them? You know, how to do it. And most of the ones that I've heard so far has said, do your own thing, make a record. That's what most of them has said. So that's the way it is. I hope somebody's watching this show. I don't know if they are or not, but I hope they are. Look at that. Look at that. Ooh, God, I'm 66 years old. Look at that muscle. Nothing, well, a little bit hanging down. I'm sorry. I thought I didn't have nothing hanging down, but there's a little bit there. When somebody's helping me, like a host or something, I even do a script myself. And I do it to where I can understand it. And that's what it's all about. I draw a line. You see this line right here? Let me put this other camera up right beside me here, and I'll show you. You can probably see it better. Let me turn it on. I got a camera right beside me here. I got another camera somewhere. Where's that sucker at? I have no idea. That ain't it. I wonder if Brad come and got it. Anyway. Alright. You can see right here, I draw a line right across there. You can see it better with this one. Let me do something else here. Sharpen this thing a little bit. There you go. You see the line right there. So I start putting down the bands and everything that's going to play right there, even where to find them again. Because after I research and find the song I want and the band I want, I'll forget. So I put down where to find it, the number of it, what it is and everything. And the bands. This has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bands in it right there. So I told you I can put a lot more on it. And then I start building the script. And I build it where we can understand it. You know, it's got the starting line, you know, one of the intro, you know, and I build the script, and that's what we go by. This is my, as you can see, this right here is my switcher program. It's just like a TV switcher. I spent lots of money of getting this thing right here. Lots of money. And this is just built out of my own house. It's about a 15 by 15 room. Yeah, it's about a 15 by 15 room. And for a long time, people thought I had a big studio. But no, I don't. It's just out of my room here. I've got 2 computers here. I wish I could find that other. Let me play y'all something. Let me see if I can find that other camera. That's worrying me, actually. There it is. I found it. I'm going to bring it right down here. It's already plugged in, too. I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to put it on this other side right here. It's all tangled this way here. Bring it all the way around here. Yeah, I'm really messed up now. There we go. I'm just going to put it right around here. And I just want you to see it. Oh, come on. Right there. Let me see if I can start that one now. Woo! Alright. Whew. That's too much work. Oh, I gotta start that camera. It says it ain't even plugged in. What's going on here? I'll unhook this one. Plug this over there where that is. Yeah, I heard it. Now it's going to be playing. Alright. Should be hooked up this time. Yep. Uh-oh. Gonna have to do it again. Close. Let's do it again, y'all. I'm gonna close audio. None. It ain't doing no. Maybe that's why I turned that other one on. I couldn't get this one to work or something. Let's look at it in the middle. I'll try setting up a device. Let's try it again, y'all. Sorry. Audio, none. Still ain't playing. I think something's wrong with that one. Weird. I think something's wrong with that one. It's bad. Can't get it to be on. Gonna have to plug this cheap one up, I reckon. I don't know what the deal with this one is. Plug this cheap one back up. I'm gonna put it right over here. Alright, let me see if I can get that one on. It's a El Cheapo. I think I spent like $7 on this one. But it looks like it's going to work. Yeah, it is. Sharpen. That's my other computer right there. That's the one I do all my research and stuff like that on. I can move it around. You can see all them post-its and everything over there. Alright. So you see that, you can see it's an E-machine. I've had it for a long time, but it still works really good for my research, my Photoshop. I do all my Photoshop. Matter of fact, I do my credits on this one here. And of course now I've got this big boy. It's a lot more memory and RAM and stuff, and I've got this external microphone. I use it where when I change shots like this right here from that camera to this camera, the voice don't change. It's all in one voice because it's coming out of this external microphone there. Lord have mercy. Anyway, I've got lots of stuff on here that I could show you. I'm going to show you a couple of them bloopers. You know, I was telling you about those bloopers and stuff a while ago. Right now I want to show you some of them bloopers. If I can find them. I think I can. Yeah. That's pretty simple. First, I'll show you these bloopers of me and Coo Carroll. Me and Coo Carroll was out at Twin, Alabama. That's on that back road from I-22 going over to Ewing. A little town called Twin. They had a park out there. And we was doing our intros and stuff up there because it's in between me and her. So we would meet at Twin and do our intros. And this is the one where she could not say musician. Could not say it. So it's pretty pretty hilarious. So I'm going to play you that for right now and see what you think.
Hey, George.
Nope.
Thanks, George. Coming up next, great Alabama singer-songwriter. Thanks, George. Coming up next, some great Alabama talent, Delta blues and songwriter, singer, Maxwell Russell. Quit laughing. Stay right here. You don't want to miss our own very Lee's Family Restaurant, October the 6th, the Anchorman Quartet. Dora. Here's some seasoned musicians. Okay. See. Here's some seasoned can't say it. Can't say it. Here's some seasoned musicians. All I heard was Roger Rabbit in my mind.
So you see what I'm talking about. I'm eating here. I got it laid out there too. So you see what I'm talking about. You know, making this show ain't easy sometimes. You know, I done messed that up again. So you know, just little old one-liners. You think you're gonna say it just right, and you just, you know, and I want it to be perfect or close to perfect. It don't have to be perfect, but I'd like it to be right there at perfect, and it never is, you know. And all my hosts that I've used has figured that out. It's hard to do sometimes. I've been doing it so long now, I don't even think about it. I make bloopers and just put them on there anyway, because I make bloopers. I think it's last show I did a blooper, and I just left it on there. Matter of fact, if you ain't seen that latest show, you need to watch it. You see the tabs up above me here? Just click on the one that says TV show. Click on that one and you can watch my latest show that I built not too long ago. And I'll be making some more, you know, maybe one every month or every 2 months. I'll be making a new one, and I'll put it out there. I'll put it on Facebook and whatever. So you can be looking out for that. And don't forget, hey, anytime you see any of my posts like this one right here that was on Facebook, that's got this web address on it, please I beg you, share it. We're everybody. I want a lot of people watching my show. And it's that right there. Let me put that down at the bottom here. Let me put that on a ticker right here. I can do that. Ta-da. You know, ticker. There it is. Let's put a ticker down there, y'all. And just put my web address down there. And how long do I want it to run? Not 2 minutes. How about 15 seconds? Yeah. We need to look through that. We don't need it to color adjust. There we go. Perfect. That's what I want right there. So, you know, anytime you see this web address on Facebook or anything, please share it. You know, I want oh, I didn't put .com on there. I can fix that right quick. There we go. I didn't put .com on there. There we go. Now we got it. But anyway, anytime you see that web address, please, by all means, share it, share it, share it, share it. And I want you looking at all these tabs up above me right here. Look at all of them. And, you know, I got one with archive. This show right here. If you go to that archive and scroll all it does is go to my YouTube page. Is where it goes. If you'll go to the archive and scroll all the way down, you'll see this show again and all the other live shows I've done too. Right at the top, you've got a promo thing there, and then there's 2 categories right below it, smaller. One says AMSTV, one says taped videos. If you go to the AMSTV and click on it, it'll bring you every one of my TV shows dating back to 2013, because that's when I first started putting them on YouTube. So you know, matter of fact, I've got some of my first shows right here. I didn't put them on YouTube, but some of my very first shows, and they are hilarious. I wonder if I could. I ain't gonna do that. Y'all don't want to see that right now. They're boring, actually, because I didn't know what I was doing when I done them shows, but that's them right there. So that was from 2008. Let me get one of them and I'll show it to you. I'll bring this one back up right over here. Wish I could make this little thing smaller right here. Let me take a snapshot and see how good this does here. Let it get right in the middle there. didn't do. I'm trying to make this can I make it go up? No, can't go up or down either. I don't know. All right, let me swap this over here. You see the date right there? 5208. That's May, I believe. Yeah, May the 2nd of 08. That was the date of my very first show. No, it wasn't my first show. My first show was over here. 3708. That's March. March 7th, 08. That was the very first show I ever done right there. And it was kind of boring because I didn't know what I was doing. But it's got me to where I'm at right now. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Do you know what I mean? Do you know? Do you know what I mean? Who done that? Gallery? I think Gallery done that. Yeah, who cares? But anyway, that's my show, and anytime you see this website pop up on Facebook or Twitter or anything, please share it, you know, because I want everybody to look at all these tabs up there. Got that archive. I've got that what else is up there? Picture gallery, where me and my host went to some of these places like Muscle Shows, and we met Sally Gentry. That's Teddy Gentry of Alabama's daughter. She's a songwriter, and we went and she gave me a hat actually. It said, got the Alabama logo on it and everything. It's pretty cool. And we made a lot of people doing this show. A lot of great musicians that loves what they're doing. A lot of them loves it more than what they think they're worth. I'm just throwing that out there. And it is hard work, and I want you to show them some love, and I'm putting something down here that says support local musicians, support Alabama musicians. I always put that down here, you know, when I'm doing a show and everything. My nose is itching. Somebody coming? I'm looking out the window there. So, you know, share it, man. And I got one that's got links on it of different links up there. And a lot of times, if I still got that on here, yeah. A lot of times, as you can see while I'm researching and stuff, I don't know why that's so blurry. Because it's the $7 thing, I guess. But I don't know. A lot of times when I'm researching and finding pictures and stuff that I can use on the show and everything, I run across things that I could use on my show. So if you can see those Post-its right there, when I run across this stuff and I think it might help my show in any way possible, I write the website down and post it on that right there, as you can see. One of them says renderforest.com. I make a lot of my inserts with that. One of them says overlays and textures. That's some pictures that I use. And that's probably one of them that's behind me on this other picture. Right here behind me, that wood. That's probably one of the pictures that I got off of that. When I was looking for a camera, I got one from YouTube. It's background videos that I can use. So a lot of times you see behind me a beach scene or something like that, and there'll be waves a falling and stuff behind me. You know, that's probably one that I got off of that right there. Now, doing this, researching and everything, you do get into some viruses and Trojans and all kind of malware and stuff when you're researching. That's the reason I had to invest in a 2-tier storage. So all my TV stuff now is in that storage. So if my computer goes kaplunk, I can go to that storage and still have it. Okay? So that's one reason. But I remember like one time, I was doing a joke. It was kind of a Mexican type deal where I was eating hot stuff, and I wanted to have inside a Mexican cantina, and I found the perfect one. And out of all those pictures that was posted, I had to pick the one that just blew my computer out of the water. Everything started popping up everywhere just as soon as I clicked on it. Man, bam, bam, bam. I tried to stop it and couldn't stop it. Lost all my videos. My son, bless his heart, got all my pictures back though. But I had them categorized. Let me show you here how I got them categorized. I can do that, you know. So let me find this right here. Okay. Desktop capture. All right. There we go. Now let's go back to this. And I'm fixing to show you desktop capture. Okay, y'all should be seeing what I'm seeing right now. Got it? Alright, you're seeing my computer right here. I forgot what I was going to show you. Oh, my categorized. See, I've got so much stuff on here that you wouldn't believe. So I had to get that 2-tier storage where I could even have enough room on here. Like this classic photography, pics and stuff. Now each shoot that I do has got all kind of pictures in it. At least 200 to 250 at least. Just that one category. You know, you got baseball, bow ditch, drone videos, drumless tracks. I mean, you got it all there. Here's another one. This background's right here. Now look at this. See, I've got it. I don't know if you can see this. Let me make it bigger. See, I've got everything categorized right there. Let me pull y'all up on my website and see if y'all seeing what I'm seeing here. I'm fixing to pull y'all up because I don't know if y'all seeing what I'm seeing. So I'm pulling you up on my phone right now. Okay, AlabamaMusicSceneTV. Give it time to, well, it went away. There we go. Alright, y'all can see it right there. Unless you're on a cell phone. And if you click on it, make it bigger. Turn it sideways. It'll make it bigger. You can see everything's categorized right there. Airplanes, flying stuff, animals, background pics, beach scenes. You can see, oh, yeah, that makes it better right there. Bridges, boats, beaches, all kind of beach pictures, clouds, storms, holidays, HD scenery, flowers and nature, fire and fireworks, fall and winter. I've even got one down here. It's got spring, trees and woods. See, everything's categorized that I use. Military, miscellaneous stuff, mountains. So I do it this way where if I need a certain one, got one here, it's got the textures and stuff, and you can see them right there. Matter of fact, this one right here is the one I'm using on my show right now. So it's got all these textures and stuff. So I'm going to get out of that right there. Hopefully y'all seen that. So everything was categorized, and what I'm trying to tell you is, my son got all those back, all the pictures. I'm looking at this stream light down here. It's showing that it's going back and forth 200 megabytes. It shouldn't be doing that unless they got hooked up to the same thing over here next door. My son gets in, I have him check it. Alright, but my son, we lost all the videos, all the bands and stuff that I had already taped, lost them. So I had to get out for 2 or 3 months and tape every Friday and Saturday night to get my videos built back up. Plus, when he got these pictures back, they wasn't only duplicated, they was like 5 and 6 of the same picture. And they wasn't titled or nothing. They came back as file 1, file 2, file 3. So I had to go through 5 digits of pictures and recategorize each one of them, find all the beach scenes and put them in the beach file, all the mountains, put them in the mountains. So it took at least 4 months for me to do that every single day. So that's when we went and bought the 2-tier storage where that wouldn't happen no more. I don't know if this is going back and forth or not, but it shouldn't be doing that right now. Let me turn one of these cameras off. I'll turn this one right here off. That's what it was. Getting a little bit too much bandwidth on there. Something was pulling it down. But still, it shouldn't have done that. I've had 5 cameras on here before, so it shouldn't have been doing that. They got internet next door, and if they put us on the same pole, they say it won't do it, but it does do it. It brings it down. Anytime I do a live show, and I always go to it, and if you want to sponsor the show, I've got one where you can advertise right here. All you got to do is call me, and I'll work out a deal with you. I got several deals I can put you on, man, where you can help the show out. I've needed a lot of things, but I just soon keep what I got right now. I mean, it looks cheap and interview and stuff. They look at me like I'm crazy. But, you know, it's all I got. I'm eating stuff. Let me do you